So where we left off was we talked about phase A, B, C, D. We talked about dynamic one-on-one. So that's what we're going to look to build here. And I think, is there anything else we need to cover? We're good. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you girls to do is there are some green pylons laid out there, and there's sort of one kind of used to be green pylon. I'm going to ask you to grab them and put them into the spots in this half court.
Put them in the right places.
Yeah, you guys work as a team, so it's not like first
Help
is
each other
best
out.
or anything,
It's
but
a
work
team
together.
activity.
You get
Okay,
in there.
So you got to put it in the right spot.
Grab someone. If someone does on pylon, work with someone who does, making sure. Give the feedback. Good, okay. Is it Fatima? Okay, can you read out what's on your pylon for our whole team here? Okay, how do we feel about that? Okay, good. Because we're going to look from this perspective. So that's going to be our left, this is going to be our right. Great. So now what do we have there? Excellent. Okay. And so if we look at this position, okay, we're looking about this rim here, okay? So everyone understands that? And we've got the same with 15 on this side. Got that? Okay, what do we got here? Okay, we got right wing. How do we feel about that? Team, how do we feel about that? Feeling good? Okay. What's important? Do you remember what's important about the position? How come you chose that? Right? And like free throw line extended here. How come you picked there? What's the other landmark that got you? Okay, good. So she definitely found that there's space, but you definitely put it outside the three. So I know you're thinking outside the three, right? So we've got free throw line extended outside the three, and how are we looking over there? What does yours say? Left wing? Yeah. And how are we feeling about that location based on what was shared here?
It's free throw line extended. And
feeling pretty good? Great. Okay, what do we got here? Right swing. How do we think about that location of that pylon? Good. What were you guys thinking when you placed that?
it's the width of the key.
Great. And how deep did you know where to put that spot? On the perimeter of the three-point line. So you guys are feeling pretty good at that.
Just
Yep.
more that it's the space. See this space here? And this is what we call the alley if we run it all the way down the court. The swing is usually more in front there, so you're not crowding the wing as much. Okay?
Sure.
So it's right in that line right there. Okay?
Good. So how are we doing with this one? What does this one say? Good. So based on that feedback, how do we feel about that one? Where's that alley that Coach Mike was just talking about? Good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep, you got those white lines with so many others, but the white ones are really useful right now. That's great. And how deep did you know to put that? Outside the three-point line, right? Okay, and then we've got the last one here. What do you guys have? Top, and how do you know where to put that? Split the middle. Yeah, you split the middle, right down the middle. Great? Good. Great. Okay, I'm going to get you on the baseline. Perfect. Well done. Way to listen. Thanks for transferring that. That was fantastic. Okay? Can I get 5 of you filling one of those 5 spots for me, please? Excellent. And kicking them. I was kidding. Okay. Okay, so you've got one of those 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, there's a problem. What's the problem? Good. Good solve. Okay. So we've got 5 spots, or 7 spots. We've got 5 players. Okay, so you got 2 spots. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to cut to a new spot, and it cannot be the spot that's right beside you. Okay? Go ahead. Are you back at the spot? So that didn't work, right? So go back to your spots where you started from. Let's try that again. Okay, so this is great. You guys brought up something good. So this is what you're going to do when you cut. I really liked how you cut towards that rim. Every single one of you cut towards that rim, which was fantastic. Okay? So all your cuts are going to be towards that front of the rim. Why is it important to go to the front of the rim? Why do I'm attacking this spot? Someone taught you this well. Okay, so the person can see you when you're cutting with the ball, for sure. Where do you want to put the ball? Where's the best, the easiest place for you to score? Right at the end. So if I cut shallow and end up here, is that as easy as cutting here? Right? So I want to end up here. Good. So we're going to cut here. And after you cut, you can turn and open. Okay? And then you can see everything in order to know what decision to make and where to go on that. Okay? And know that everyone's got to be in a new spot. Okay? Let's try it one more time. Go. Good. Let's go again. Excellent. Fantastic. One more time. Open. See? Did that work? Still worked? Okay, good. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to transition to the other end of the court. Those, even though the pylons are not there, you know where the spots are. So we're going to run down, and you're going to end up in a different spot than you're in right now. Okay?
And you have to tell me what your spot is.
You ready? Go ahead. You guys can step on. We need 5. Yep, find a spot.
What's your spot? Tell me what your spot is.
Do you want to? So, so you guys know what your spots are. Take a look at your teammates' spots. Are they in the right spot? Is there any feedback that you want to give your teammates there? Mike got it on this one. But take a look. Good. Okay, you guys can come off and come back around.
Jog up this side.
Okay? You guys are in your spots. Okay? Remember what's important? What's the cue about that cut? What are you going to do? Cut to where? To the middle, to the front of the rim, and do what? Open, and then find a new spot. Go ahead. Great. Go ahead.
Call your spot when you get to it. Call your spot. What spot are you in? Say it out loud. Tell yourself, call your spot every time.
Good. This time, you guys are going to transition down, and you're going to get to your spot. Ready? Go ahead. Call your spot out.
Yell it out, nice and loud, leadership voice. What did you say?
Right wing.
Excellent.
Good. I'll get you guys to cut. Get to a new spot. I need 5 out.
Go. Cut to the
Go
middle.
ahead.
New spot. Call it out. What spot are you in? Yeah, what
Pick
spot
one.
is it?
Pick
What
one and
spot?
call it.
Yep.
You can pick either of those two.
Left. Yep. Good. Okay. Jog up down the side.
Good. Okay, you guys cut to a new spot. Open up.
Call out your spots down there. Call out your spots. I want to hear them.
What's your spot? What's your spot?
Steph, what spot's that, Stephanie?
Good.
Good.
Cut. Good. Open.
Good.
Okay, transition down.
Go.
Let's go.
Call it out. Call it out.
Mike, you can get them to cut once.
Right wing. Top.
Cut. Out. Quick. Call out quick.
Right corner.
What's her cue? Help her out.
It's okay, you can go there.
That's
Doesn't
right.
matter.
In line
Or
with
you
the
can move
right
over one.
foul line extended.
It's good.
Okay, jog back up
Fine.
to your side.
Okay, so you guys feel pretty good about the spots, okay? So I'm just gonna build in now something called gaps, okay? And we started to talk about it a little bit. So when you have a player in a spot right next to you, this is a single gap, okay?
Let's start. Make it swing and
Sure.
swing. Let's take the top out for this part, just for now.
Okay.
Don't worry about the top.
So when it's one person beside you, it's a single gap. So what do you have on this side of you? A player, and do you think, what is that called? A single gap, okay? If you look on this side, what do you have? A single gap. Excellent, okay? So if you look to your left, what do you have there? Single gap. And you look to your right, what do you have? Single gap. To your left, you have, okay, but what do you have to your right? What do you think this one's called? A double gap, okay? Do you see the difference between the two? What do you have to your left? A double gap. Excellent, okay? So if you were to cut and went head under rim, just hold for a sec, what do you think this is called? A triple gap. Excellent. So who here has got a triple gap? Raise your hand. Good. Okay, so you're starting to recognize that. Who has a single gap around them? Good. Okay, so if you were to fill a spot but not the one you came from, go for it. What do you have to your right? Single gap. What do you have to your left? Good. Okay, starting to see that. So I'm going to get you to cut just like we did before. You're going to fill, and what I want you to do is to create at least one double gap between all of you. Okay, go ahead. Different spot. Good. Where's the double gap? Got it? Okay, this time you're going to cut and you're going to fill. Okay, and the other two positions that you can fill are short corner. Short corner, which is here. And Mike will put a pylon down on the other side for the other side. Okay, so you can also fill those ones. And I want you to cut to make a triple gap, okay, between all of you. Okay, and remember, you can pause under the rim to figure it out. Okay, go ahead.
Excellent.
Perfect. Where's the triple gap? Got it? So everyone's been able to recognize that? Great. So you guys are going to transition down, and you're going to make a double gap. You're going to cut once down there with Coach Mike, and you're going to make a triple gap. Go ahead. Transition. Go ahead. I need 5 more on.
Go right to the smile. Right to the smile. Everybody go to the smile right away. Right to the smile.
Okay. What do you have on
Make
each
a double
side?
gap. Make a double gap somewhere.
Single gap. What do you have?
Give me a double gap.
Over here. Single. What do you have? A single and
Where's
a
the
double.
double?
What do you have? Double and a single, and you've got single. Okay? So you
More
guys are going to
swing.
cut,
Yeah, that's the
and you're going to fill, and we're going to rename it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay, good. Jog back down.
Good. What do you got? Single. What do you got? Single, single. What do you got? Single, double. What do you got? Good. I'm going to get you to cut to the rim and hold underneath there, or you can fill it to short corner if you want. Either's fine. What do we got here? We got a triple gap. That was quick, Fatima. Thank you. Okay. What do you got on your side? Perfect. You're going to cut, all of you, and I want you to give me a double. Okay? Cut, find a new spot, give me a double. Here we go. And you can fill the short corner. You can fill the short corner as well. Where's our double? Good. Great. Good recognition. Cut again, I need a triple. Okay, what do we got? Where's our triple? Good. What do we got over here? Good. Who's got a single? Kind of in between there. Yeah, you guys are tighter. You guys are going to transition. You're going to go with Coach Mike. And I want a double, then a single on after your first cut.
Go right to the smile. Right to the smile. Right to the smile.
Just
Right to
two
the
more?
smile. Come right to the smile
Okay,
first.
give me 5.
Now go out. Now go out.
We'll go a bit quicker.
Now go out. Where's our...
Do you know what you have? What's to your right?
What's that?
Do you want to help her out? What do you
That's
have?
a triple.
Single.
Make
Perfect.
it a double. Make it a double.
Single and a triple. Great.
Check. Yep.
Perfect.
Good.
Single. Great.
Cut,
and
cut,
you're
cut.
single and hoop. Perfect.
Give me 2 double
Okay,
gaps.
cut,
Two,
give me
two
a double.
double gaps.
Find a
2
new
double
spot,
gaps.
give me a double.
Do we have 2 double gaps? 1.
Help her. Yeah, feedback. Give her feedback.
Good.
Yeah,
That's 2.
yeah, you're right.
That's
If you
2.
filled top, you're right.
Good.
You would have 2 doubles on each side. But right now, I just took that out. So perfect. Okay. So you guys are going to go down. On the way down, you're giving me a triple, and then you're cut, and you're going to give a double for Coach Mike. Go ahead. Go, 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 quick.
Double first, right? Give me a double gap. Where's our double?
Can I ask
That's
you
right,
all
Leah.
to
You help
grab
her
a
out. Good.
basketball and go
Cut.
on
Give me a
this
triple
sideline.
gap. Triple gap.
Thank you.
Triple gap. There's the triple because 1, 2 spaces. Good. Back down here.
You guys can spread out. Okay, the rest of you grab a ball, spread it on that sideline, please.
Team. Here.
Okay, so, oh, wow.
I'll get those done.
Thanks. Oh, I just keep coming off. Okay, so what we're going to look at here is just a couple of dynamic warm-ups. So I know Mike started to look at some yesterday, and one of the things I wrote down on my notes when he was talking is that I wanted to look at some dynamic warm-up that included core. So we're just going to do some that activate the core. These are not the only ones. You can certainly do others. But I want you to look at, if you remember yesterday, Mike was talking about the engagement and disengagement between the lower body and the top body. Start to remember that at all, right? So the two disengagements where when they come to a stop and some young players are like this, then have to bring it back because it's not engaged between the two. And the other example he gave is like when you're running up the court and you have to disengage now to open up in order to get that long banana pass, right? Anything you want to build on that?
No, that's good.
Okay.
I do want to point out, though, what Don did at the first is exactly what we want our coaches to do. If you're introducing something new, knowledge, do that before you even do anything else. Right? Because the worst thing you can do is do this beautiful warm-up, and then you stop and do some drill where there's a lot of talking and you're doing just a lot of knowledge, and now they have to warm up again, basically. So we would actually teach anything new goes in at the start, and it's also what we call distributed, because now they're going to get that information and use it and apply it throughout the entire practice. So anything new we introduce, a new offense, a new defense, a new concept, do it at the very start without even warming up, and then just keep building on it.
What phase was that? Phase A. Total phase A. Okay, going on there. Great. Okay. So first one we're going to do, Stephanie, passing the ball. So just a regular high knee looks like, just going high knees, right? Looks something like this. Perfect, okay? So you can see Stephanie's pretty good at doing this. What I'm going to ask you to do, actually, sorry, I'll just demonstrate it, is you're going to go high knees with ball above your head. So same drill, high knees above your head. You're just going from sideline to sideline. Here we go. Great. And just before you go back, coaches, I just want you to watch engagement or disengagement of what's going on with the core. Those that can keep it together and those that are trying to compensate through that core. Okay, go ahead. Hands right up above your head, right above. These girls actually aren't that bad. I was in Colombia. It was unbelievable.
Very good.
Boom, boom, boom. But that's what I want you to take a look at. You can see a little bit starting to compensate through that core as soon as you start lifting those arms up. Okay? The next one I'm going to ask you guys to do is you're going to go lunges. But you're going to go lunges on diagonals. Okay? So I'm here. I'm lunging out to the side. Ball goes out. Ball goes out. I come back up. I'm going to my other diagonal. Ball goes out, ball goes out. So the ball's staying out and in front, okay? Here we go.
All in one motion, good. Tighten your core as you come up on that one foot.
Good.
Tighten your core as you lift up.
And make sure the ball's shoulder height. So no, don't bring it down there. Trying to stay balanced, good.
Hold it just a little bit, Shanika. That's it. Hold it just a little bit.
Set. Good. I'm going to hold the ball out. Yeah, perfect. Good. And out the other side. Fantastic. Good. Nice job.
Isla, turn your chest, not just the ball. Turn your whole chest.
Good.
That's it. Turn your whole chest. There you go.
Good. Good. I'll just get you guys to jog the rest for me. Good work. Nice energy. So, with the ball, did you guys find that easier than a typical lunge or harder? Harder? What was harder? Had to keep it out. Yeah. Did you any of you feel anything in here when you were doing it? Yeah. What did you feel? A tightness in there, right? And so that's where we're starting to get that core engagement. What I'm going to ask you to do next, okay, is you're going to skip. Everyone knows how to skip. You're okay with that? Backwards. Okay, so you're going to face this way. Right now, just hold the ball here, just to see if you can get the skip. So you're just skipping backwards. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Good. Get that knee up. Okay, so you're going to come back, and this time you're actually going to put the ball above your head, and you're going to skip backwards. Okay? Here we go. Good. Yeah, keep that core. So now you know what that feeling is. Now you're going to keep that feeling right in your tummy. This time, you're going to skip backwards diagonally. So I'm coming, oops, wrong foot, coming back this way. Oh, I can't keep my core engaged, so hopefully you can. Here we go. Backwards diagonally. Try it out. It's okay if you make a mistake. That's totally fine. See if you can get some diagonal movement now. Good. Good work. Okay, excellent. Do you want to take them through anything else?
No,
I'm going to.
Learning to keep the ball away from your body is a huge thing for younger players. This is not something
Balls
that players
away,
are good at doing.
baseline.
So we need to be able to work at keeping the ball away from our body and still move with coordination.
And we talked about that in those FMS movements. Remember with the lacrosse stick about being able to do this? Integrating that fundamental movement into warm-up is some of that, okay? Okay, so I'd like you to get one behind the other and a partner on the baseline. So we're going to use the end line and the free throw line extended, and those are going to be our stop marks, okay? So free throw line extended out to here, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to look to run to about there, and then you're going to come to a stop. And the stop that I want you to do is actually I'm running this way, and I'm going to stop this way. I'm going to take my weight is on my inside leg, the leg that's closer to the baseline. So I'm running, going to mimic me, and I'm going to stop. Okay? And I'm going to take my outside leg, cross, and run back. So you're going to try that for all of us. Okay? Here we go. Good. Good. Come back and freeze on your stop. Good. Which weight, where's her weight? On this side or this side? Okay, where do we want it to be? So you're going to push all your weight in there. Good. What is that, by putting the weight here, what's going to allow this to do? To move real quick. So I want you to move it real quick on the way back, okay? Everyone ready to try that? So everyone's facing this wall on their stop. Go ahead.
First person first.
First person, yeah, thanks. Go ahead, quick. So now it's going to be a quick foot on the way back on that cross back. Here we go. Good. Okay, freeze. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do the same stop on the way back. Okay, so you're going to go here, back, high five, next player goes. Here we go. Good. Nice hips. Good. Okay, freeze. This time on your first one, you're facing this way. First one, you're facing this way. Here we go. Good stops. Come do it right here. Run, stop. Weights on this one, okay? Good. Better. Good, nice fix. Okay, excellent. Good. So, what I'm going to do, can I just get 2 pylons, Mike? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of you down here. And when you're pairs, one of you is going to be offense and one's going to be defense. Offense is going to line up behind Leah. Defense is going to line up behind, help me? Isla. Okay? So you should be matching with your pair. Thanks. And you'll just go past her for now. Okay, so this is what defense is going to do now. Okay, you got 2 choices. If you are going to come and touch this pylon with your foot, sorry, my fault. Yeah, right, like right there, okay? You are going to come up outside the pylon, and you're going to go hockey stop, receive, cross, good, yep, good. And, yeah, in between right here, and attack. You're going to attack the basket, okay? So just rewind that 2, come back. Okay, so right now you're just going to touch this one. You're going hockey stop, catch and go. Now, one thing I want to add before you arrive to this spot. So as you're coming up, and I want you to check out Isla to see what she's doing. You make sure she's touching that pylon before you're going to make that catch in that crossover. Okay, so let's see that between the 2 of you. Hold on, you're too slow. Go back. So you don't have to beat her out there, okay, but you're going to go make that read. Yep. Yeah. Well, you're both leaving at the same time. Good. Excellent. Okay. So you guys ready? Same thing. Here we go. It's okay. Yeah, you got to wait for what? Perfect. Great fix. Good. So normally, we'd have a breakdown. I get half of them to go on this side, or we could double it where they're going both at the same time. Good, last one. But I'm just going to load it right away. Okay, so what I'm going to get half of you to go onto this side. And we've got the same setup going over here. So we got 2 at the front. 2, yeah, up front. Stephanie, you're up with her. Okay, so same situation, right? So coach is here. They pivot. They give you what? Okay, what happens on the eye contact? Great. Start to move. So Steph, you're going to come. You're going to do same stop. Okay, you're touching outside. You see that pass. Sorry, it was a bad pass. Yeah, and you're going to cross over through the pylons. Excellent. Trail through. Okay? So same idea over here. Now, what I'm going to add, okay, on both sides is eye contact. You cut. This time, what you're doing is going outside the pylon. So you're not touching this one. You're going outside, okay? So Coach Mike's here, gives you the contact. And Leah, you're making the different decision this time, yeah? Okay, hold on. Sorry. So what happens is as you're running, how do you know that she's going there this time? How did you know? Because I told you, right? Yeah, I know. So what's happening, okay, is as I'm telling you, but you actually have to check to make sure she's doing it. Okay, so you need to look to make sure that she is behind here. Okay, so when you look, she's chasing, go to that pylon. You look, yeah, so now you know to do that, okay? So just take one step back. Stay here with me, sorry.
Pylons behind them. So don't stop. This is where you're getting the balls. Here, I'm not going to pass to you there. I'm going to pass to that spot, and you've got to run through that spot to catch the ball.
This time when you come up, what you're going to do is you're going to look to catch at that spot, and you're going to catch with this just like you did, that outside leg there. So Coach Mike's going to pass you the ball. You're going to take this next step. I'm defending you right around me, and you're going to attack that rim.
Attack the middle. Attack the middle. And this can be a pull-up. This could be at a higher level floater, but a lot of times we'll work this as a pull-up also, just to practice different finishes.
I'm going to go this side, you go that side. Here we go.
Okay.
Ball.
Here we go.
Okay,
Attack.
ready? Oh, wait, go back. Ready?
Oh, Olet.
Good.
Ready?
Outlet. You guys go the other side.
Olet.
Good try. That's okay. Outlet.
Don't wait. Jim Shea, don't wait. You
Good.
don't hesitate. Just go right away. Olet.
Outlet. Good. Excellent, Fatima. Outlet.
Oh, yes. I love the effort, Leah. Love the effort.
Okay, hard. Good. Okay, you're
Let's
good.
add the choice.
So now defense. Okay, defense, you can either go around or you're going to come hard and touch just like we did with the outside foot. So let's just take a look what that looks like. So if you're coming to the outside, you're checking to see what she's doing, right? If you get that catch, you're going hockey stop, right? And crossover go. Good. Come back. The team, if you come up, and I look, and you come up, you see her going that one. Yep, around that one. So I give you your cue. You come up, she's coming around. I'm going to give you that. Good. You're going to catch outside foot, next steps in.
Left hand dribble in. Left
you.
hand dribble net.
Okay, defense makes the choice. It's your choice. Offense, you got to check
decide.
on your shoulder to see what they're doing.
You decide which pylon you're defending.
I'm not actually, I'm just looking at all of you. Just one sec, okay? You ready? Here you go.
You go first, Don.
Good. Good. Good, that's it. Finish through. It's okay. Okay, good. Here we go. Yeah, you guys go there.
Get all the way to that pylon, Nicole. Nicole, you got to get all the way up to that pylon.
Good. Great decision. Wonderful decision, Leah. Good. Make sure defense is touching that pylon. Thank you.
The coaches, if you're, I'm going to be
Sorry,
honest,
bad
if you're
pass.
coaching guys, they're going to cheat. They're going to cheat the drill. Okay, so with guys, a lot of times they have to actually run around this pylon to play defense. Because if not, they're trying to win the competition. It's not even a competition. So sometimes you got to put it a little tougher, make them run around the pylon.
Outlet. Excellent. Got it. Outlet.
See, because if she cheats, there's not really an advantage there. And then the read would probably be a passer.
Excellent.
Okay?
Good. Good. Any questions or anything you want to add to that?
No,
Okay.
that's good.
So let's get, can I get 3 girls over here? Right here. Give you a ball. And can I get 2 girls over here? And, yep. Good. Actually, I'll just take 2. I'll bump you back over there. And take a partner with you on the other side. And can you give them a ball?
Yep.
Okay, so now you guys are going to be the passers. So where do you think we were looking to pass the ball from here? Out of all those spots, what spot should they be in? What do you guys think? You want to pass the ball from the wing? The swing, sorry, thanks. So that's where you guys, when you're in this, you're responsible to be in that spot. You got it? Okay? Where are you guys passing the ball to? What spot? The wing. So remember Coach Mike said you cut right to those middle of those pylons? That's your responsibility to get to that pylon. Okay? Got that? So this time, how are you going to tell that first person to cut? Yeah, eyes. Leadership voice? Eye contact. Fantastic. Okay, so you guys are still waiting for your eye contact from your teammate, and defense is still making that decision. So what are you guys looking at to know where to place the basketball? How do you know? Whose feet? The offense's feet? Or how does the offense even know what they're going to do? The defense. So if you watch the defense, you'll also know where to put that ball. You got that? So let's give this a try. So when you're up here, though, you're going to have to be responsible. We only want one going at a time. Okay, so we're going to start with this
Outlet after,
side.
Right? You call outlet. Leah, you call outlet for the return pass, the next pass.
Okay.
Gloria, you go first.
Where are you cutting to?
Blanche,
okay,
right
go
to the
back.
wing. Right to the wing, Blanche.
Okay.
Same drill we just did.
Contact.
What you
Where's
read.
your defense?
That's it.
Good. Okay.
Call outlet, Leah.
Good. Good, nice.
Good job, Fatima. Call outlet. That's it, Shanika, that's it, Shanika. Girls, you figure out a rotation. You can figure out a rotation.
Good. Yeah, make sure your team's ready. Good, good read.
The hardest part of this drill is going to be the passer a lot of times. So what I'll start to do is start to call on time, late, early, because is the pass on time, on target? So I'll start to give them a cue where the pass was. So they start to have awareness of
Give it
it.
to her, give it to her.
I'll demonstrate here. Because they have to know on time, on target. Go ahead, Leah. Late. She
Okay.
was waiting.
So what we'll do
Right,
now,
so they have to
I'll
start
just
to know
mimic what Coach Mike is talking about. So sometimes you catch the ball and their defense is already there, right? So the ball got there a bit too late for you.
Okay.
So that's going to be our job as passers now, is to figure out we need to get that ball there on the right time. Okay? What do you think that time is? When is it that you want, what do you want to see to get that ball there? The hand, where do you think that hand will be? It'll be, right in the middle of those pylons in midair, and that's where you're going to put it so they can catch it, okay? So that's going to be what you're focusing up here, is going to be your eyes, okay, and then that pass. Down here, you're going to check your shoulder for the read, okay, and then make the proper decision. Those are the two things you're focusing on. Here we go. Oh, sorry, yeah.
You wait. Actually start with a pivot. Actually start with a nice pivot. Pivot and look at her. Pivot and look at her. On time. A little off target. A little high. Off target. A little high on it. Just dribble it out. Team shape.
Good timing.
Yep. And then pivot and look. Pivot and look. Pivot and look.
Good.
On time. On target. Good.
Good rotation. Good leadership.
Dribble up, Glory.
Good timing. Good timing.
Pivot and look. Pivot and look.
That was great timing. Call outlet.
A little late. Little late.
Ask for the ball. Yep. Good.
Glory. Glory.
Good timing.
Faster. Pivot and look, Steph. Pivot and look. Off target, Steph. A little high. Pass was a little high.
Good. That's okay.
Team of shape.
It's good. It was just
Which
a bit
read
late,
did you
so
have?
She wasn't able to make that read. Okay.
Did she go the bottom pylon or the top
Just
pylon?
wait for them to finish. Good.
So you should have came curl. You needed to curl that one.
Curl. Good. Okay. Great. So that's one way you can start building it in. If we wanted to load this right now, we could load those 3 other reads. What we're going to do is show you another way we can do that. So we did all of the dynamic from the wing right now. The fact is, dynamic one-on-one happens all the way around, okay? And the reason why we started putting in dynamic one-on-one at Learn to Train stage, okay? And sometimes when you look at a player, and although, again, biologically they might be at maybe a train to compete stage, some of the basketball IQ or in specific areas might be a learn to train or train to train stage in some of those pieces as well. So just always keep that in mind as you're implementing and putting some of the new stuff in. But it can also move from place to place. So what I'm going to get you to do is go to the end line. And we'll get a line of offense, defense. Everyone's going to line up offense, defense over here. And just remembering your spots on the floor and a single gap, okay? What I'm going to ask the first 2 to do is to find a spot on the floor where you're a single gap away from Coach Mike. So Coach Mike's going to pick a spot.
Swing.
Oh,
need to
you
be
guys are offense and defense.
Offense, defense. So you need to defend. That's my, you defend. Let's not use the top. That's a gap and a half. So who's offense and who's defense? Offense, defend, defense. Stand right beside her in defense. Protect the basket.
Defense.
Protect the basket.
Defense, yeah.
Real defense. Good.
So you're 1 pass away. What does that look like? Good. Yep. So get in that position. Excellent. Okay. So you're going to be 1 pass away. Okay. So that's going to be offensive line, defensive line. So the next person knows what's happening. Okay. So Coach Mike is going to hold the ball out. Okay. And if he holds it here, he's going to hold his other hand out here. Okay. What you're going to do is you've got to come over and you've got to touch Coach Mike's hand, like a high five. You don't have to hold it or anything like that. I did that, but just touch his hands, okay? What you're going to do, okay, is you're going to sprint just like we were doing before. You're going to go hockey stop.
Freeze. Which advantage do you have? That's the crossover attack.
Okay?
Good.
Good. Okay? So on that, I'm just going to put 1 key point on that. Okay? So Mike shows, you're cutting. Okay? Freeze, 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 freeze. As you go to recover, what I want you to think about is something that's called cob. K-O-B. Okay? And so that's keep on body. How are you going to, okay, you're going to take this first foot, but how are you going to keep her on your body? Yes. Okay, you're going to cut her right off. So as she's recovering, you're going to keep her on the back of your body. Okay? Come back.
Outlet.
I call this COB, keep on back. So as I cross, go to same, okay? So as I cross, I'm going to try to keep her on my back. I'm going to cut that position right off. So depending on the athlete, they might have a different visuality. Either one works. It's the same technique, okay? So let's just see that one more time. Excellent. Good. So go back.
Outlet.
There's one other way Coach Mike's going to put the ball. The other one is he puts it in this hand. And if that happens, you're coming
chase.
this way, and you're coming around. You give
chase.
high five to this hand.
No, no high five. Just chase.
Yeah,
Just chase.
fine.
Just chase.
Okay, and you're going through the curl, finishing on that. Okay, so Mike's now going to show you one of the two.
We're ready.
Okay.
Be ready.
Excellent. Okay, so what do you
Outlet.
girls think in terms of Cobb that just happened there? What's feedback that we can give Fatima here? What's the feedback on her Cobb on that last one? She did keep you behind. Did she cut on her back? Not on the cut on the back. So you kept her behind but not cut on the back. So that's the feedback that as people come off, you can give your teammates.
She took it on her inside foot, coaches. So now her next step had to be out there. That's why if she takes it on her outside foot, her next step can push to the basket.
Okay, so Coach Mike moved one spot away. Find where's one spot away.
You got to be a single gap away from me. Where's the other single gap? Show me the other single gap you could be. Let's go to that one. And switch offense, defense. Now, coaches, are you watching what I'm doing with my hands? I can build the advantage. If I think Fatima is really, really good on defense, watch what I'm going to do. Here we go. See what I did? If I think that I don't want as big of an advantage, watch what I can do. Go. So I can control the size of the advantage to help the players or make it tougher. Okay? So that's just a little trick you use.
Let's go through this a few times.
Okay,
Yep. Wraps,
okay, next pair's up. Next pair sprints on. I'm right here. Be a single gap away.
One of the reasons I went to this from that
Offense,
pylon
defense.
is that they were struggling a little bit with some of the footwork. So I deloaded. There's too many decisions going on and too many aspects.
Outlet.
Instead of like trying to get the pass on
Single
time,
gap
on
away
target,
from me. Single gap away. Next pair. Single gap away.
Instead of trying to get the pass, just the
Offense,
on time,
defense.
on target, the eyes
Offense.
and cutting, I took some of those things out.
Great corner. Ready?
And now
Here we
put
go.
the coach in with the
Curl.
hands to just target
Good.
that footwork. So there's still a decision, but I've deloaded
outlet.
some of the mental and technical pieces
Single gap
of what
away
I
from
had
me.
in that last
Quick,
one.
single
to
gap
try
away.
and get them some extra reps with both of those decisions.
Touch.
Just being able to recognize decision
This hand,
and being able to do that
crossover.
footwork. So that's one way you can kind of
cross over.
deload,
Here, you gotta
deload
touch
off
my
of
hand.
it.
Ready?
Okay?
Go. Touch. That's it. Good jump. Outlet.
Is there any feedback you guys can give? Any feedback?
Single gap away. Where would you be? What's that called? The wink. Good.
Okay, so when you guys come off, okay, be ready that your teammate's gonna, so when you're watching to give feedback.
That's it.
too,
That's all right.
okay?
Outlet. Next two. Left
So
hand
again,
dribble, Nicole.
ideally,
Left
I would
hand
do
dribble,
this at
Nicole.
2 ends. We've got 2 coaches doing it, but I'm just gonna give them a couple reps here. Do you guys get the feedback? They get feedback? Great.
That's it. Single gap. Okay. Guesstimate it.
How's it looking? Nice.
We're anytime.
Okay. This will be last one. Okay. So what I'm going to get you to do is I need one passer filling one of the swing spots.
Pass
I
on
need
the
an
swing.
offense and defense on each one of the wings.
Yeah, right there's good.
In the defense, I need you to put on one of those yellow pennies.
So get 2 pennies.
Just to make the...
Yep. Fatima, yep. I'm just going to suggest this. My 2 defenders switch. Just, Isla, you come over here. There. There. I think that's a better matchup.
Perfect. Okay. So ball's up here.
Fatima.
You're going to start in the top spot. Okay?
Thank you.
And you guys are actually going to go to the corners. Sorry. Go to the corner spots. Okay. So what do we have on each side here? We've got a triple gap. Okay? So what you're going to try and do is shorten the passing space. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to dribble to your next spot. So from the top, where's going to be your next spot?
Dribble to the swing.
To the swing. Perfect. Okay, freeze. When someone's dribbling at you and you're in a double gap, you're okay, you're going to cut, okay, to your single gap. So now we've got a single gap. So you can pass in a single gap because the space is short. Okay? So when you see her dribbling to the next spot, you're going to be cutting. Got it? Now, if you're over there and you decided to dribble to the other spot, what is that going to tell you? To cut to your wing, right? Perfect. Into the corner. Come back to the top. Where's your spot? Good. Is that a good spot for the corner? Great. Okay. So as she does that and as you're cutting up, you're going to be, as she's coming up, you're coming into proper position. What are you going to look at? Which player? Okay, so you want to know that the ball, but you know where that ball's coming, right? Yeah, the ball's coming over there. So who are you going to check? Right. And what's the decision? What is she looking at? Right. If she's chasing you or if she's coming up on the high side, okay? So you're either going to chase or you're going to come up on the high side. So let's just take a look at what that looks like. As you're coming up, if you're chasing, yep, good. So you'd make that pass out here. You're catching it out here, just like before. And you catch outside, outside foot. Your next one's going inside. And what is she doing? Pardon? I can't hear you, sorry. Trailing? She should be trailing, but what kind of cut is she going to do on her? On what? On her back, okay? So you're going to get her right onto your back after you catch that ball, okay? Put the ball back to the corner. Go ahead. Yeah, you go whichever side. Good. Excellent. What's the end of the ball?
Don't worry about the call.
Sorry.
Yep. Pass. Yep.
Excellent. New 2 in. New 2 offense defense. Ready?
Go the other way.
Get that ball.
Pass on time.
Good. There we go.
Okay.
Thanks.
Let's figure out our rotation now. We need a new passer coming in.
Here we go. Ready? You decide when to go.
Pass on time. Good.
Oh, hold on. What decision did you make? Did you come high? Okay, did you trail her? No? Okay, so you got to make a decision, one or the other. Here we go.
So you still may have to guide the defense.
Here we go.
Because we haven't put in the guide or the
For neutral.
for a sag.
Who are you going to
yet
call
for neutral.
to sub you out? Hold on. So we had a problem. You wanted to sub back in, right? How can we solve it when someone's up here? Yeah? Sorry? Communication. So what does that look like or sound like? What is that? Someone come and switch with me, or you could, what else? Okay, if the person shoots, okay. What other things around communication can we do? Eye contact, okay, so starting to get that, or you could call someone's name. Perfect, okay? Go ahead, so you're leading now.
So you're getting all set.
Here we go.
Defense.
Ball. The team right behind you. Here we go. Ball. Oops. Cut on back. Good, Fatima. Play it out. There you go. Freeze. Good. Yeah. So on this one, go ahead. on this one, what was your read? You keep going. What, yeah, what was your read, Stephanie? What was the read on this one? What was the
A
defense?
little late
Did
with
you
that.
check?
A little late. Be more on time. More on
Not
time.
really. So next time you're going to check. Okay? Here we go.
On time. Pass. Yep. You passed the spot. You passed.
This doesn't matter.
Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. As long as there's a dairy opposite. You're getting all sag defense.
Okay, hold on. Defense, you got to make sure. So when you come out to the spot, okay? We're not gapping, which means you're not playing like this. Why don't we want to play like this? What's she going to do? Yeah, you're leaving her to shoot, and we're not going to let all of you are too good as shooters. We're not going to do that right now. Okay? So you're going to make sure that you're either coming out or you're going to be right on her hip and you're trailing her. Those are your two decisions, okay? That's what your key focus is. Okay? Go back and you guys go again. Good. Great decision. Great decision.
Good job, Nice. Good decision. New passer.
Here we
New
go.
passer.
Real
Doesn't
quick,
matter. Yep.
hustle
You're
out.
okay, Team Shea. On time. That was a little late. A little late, Team Shea.
Thank you. Sorry.
Pass it on time.
Here we go. Yes,
that's it,
yes.
Fatima.
Good. Fatima, see if you can cut on her back earlier. Okay?
There's, yes. That's it, Tina. Good decision. The decision was the right one.
What you doing? Good. Check earlier, Stephanie, again. Okay? Steph, check earlier. Okay?
Yes, Nicole. That was the right decision, Nicole.
Give her the ball.
A little more to the outside, Fatima. A little more to the outside on the pass. Pass to the outside.
Yes. So right now, watch. Okay.
Yes.
So the girl on the outside, she's gonna watch.
That's
the
Team Michelle,
defense
that was a
to see
good
what she's
decision.
doing. She's gonna check early. Now.
Oh,
She's
don't cut too soon, Nicole.
What's happening is you caught, and then you check first, just like she did. To see how now she's all jammed up there, you can't make your read early enough. Okay. So you want to make sure you check that early. Okay. Good. Okay, last one each side. Last one each side.
Yes, that's it, Blanche. Good
Do you
decision.
think I can add the defense on this passer? Like they're not even getting it on time without a passer. So they're just going to talk to
You
it.
just got to go to the next. Yeah, just say what that next load is. The coaches will understand.
Okay, so I'm going to get you to get two in the corner, one passer up top, and a defender. I don't.
Now
think
we're
this
going
is-
to
can
defend
you
up
hear
here
me?
too.
It's
So we
okay?
need three
Okay.
yellows in defense. 3 yellows in defense. Nope.
So normally
Touche.
what I'd do is I'd put
Defense.
a defender on the passer, but right now they're not getting the pass on time on
You stay
target.
defensive.
So I'm not going to put them through that because already it's not going. If I put a defender, it definitely will not be on time on target. There's no question. But the next load would look something like this. So now we're going with the passer, the same sort of idea. She's at the top. She needs to close the passing space, use the contact with the eye contact, and we're still going to single double. Now, once that ball goes in, it would go live. Okay, so once it goes in, it would go live. And we could do it a couple ways. We could go live 2-on-2. Okay, so pass goes, they fill back, a new one comes in. Okay, or we can go 2-on-2 here into transition to 2-on-2 and start talking about the bananas again from yesterday. So we could talk about, again, the outlet to PVAD to pushing the ball up, getting to a wide banana. So we can start loading those pieces in. So we'll take a look what it looks like, okay? So, but just note that we might not get that dynamic, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
Yes, you are defending her.
It's 3-on-3.
Yeah, that's right, you don't know. So you're just going to play on-ball defense on her, okay? And you're going to get to one of your two spots, okay? You guys are cutting off your contact, okay, off of the communication that's coming with the eyes, okay? And you're cutting to your spots, and then once the ball goes in, you're playing live. So you got, okay, both of you in the
3-on-3.
black shirts are going to play, both of you in yellow are defending on this hoop. That's right.
3-on-3 once you pass it.
Okay, go ahead. Make a read.
Nice back cut.
Good. Freeze, and we'll just play half court. Let's get the new set of 3-on-3 on.
Yellow's on offense.
Yellow's on offense. Here we go.
Yellow's on offense.
Good energy there. Nice show of energy, but we'll get
Team
yellow
Mache,
on offense.
Yep.
Darks, you'll be checking.
Leah, corner. 3 defenders. 3 black
Okay,
defenders.
you start in the corner. You're going to get to your spot. Ooh, okay, new ones in. Let's go.
Yellow's on offense.
In the corner on defense. In the corner on... Who's on defense here?
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, new group in. I'm going to challenge you. New group in. I'm going to challenge you. Okay, you're going to move the ball. Okay, use the spots, and you're trying to get to a dynamic read. Okay, so that means you're going to cut. You're going to look for your defense, and you're going to look to see if you can curl or you can cross over, hockey stop, cross over and attack. Okay, you can't score until there's at least one dynamic cut that's occurred. Okay, so you're going to keep working the ball and keep working the spots until you get there.
Okay, before we start,
Pardon?
2 wing defender or corner defenders, you've got to be more open to deny. No sack, no pack line. Play a little, almost to touch. There, let's play more out there. Here we go.
Here we go.
Choose a side, choose a side. Good back cut, that's the right read.
Great,
Here we go.
excellent. So they already naturally did one of the reads
Here we
off.
go,
They
yellow.
already made a decision, which was fantastic.
Black, match up, dark. You got her, Nicole.
Here we go.
Choose a side, choose a side. Cutting up. What's your read? That's your read, good. That's your read, yes. Yes, Fatima, good read.
Good, here we go. Out
Yellow
again.
ball, yellow ball. Yellow ball. Make it read. Take it to a side, Glory. Take it to a
Find
side.
your spot. Where's your spot?
Cut hard,
Okay.
Leah. Cut hard, Leah.
Good, back cut. Here we go. Yellow's out.
Black ball, black ball. Tino. Somebody match up. I know. Good give and go.
Here we go. So we're only looking to score unless there's been a dynamic read off of it. So someone's curled, someone's, backdoored in that case, or they've crossed over and gone, okay?
Oh.
Good, nice read. Ball comes out. I'm going to transition it. Do you think they can go transition? Okay, hold on. So we're going to play the 3-on-3. You're going to attack. If the ball's scored, defense will take it out and go this way. Okay? Offense, which is yellow right now, is going to go play defense down there. And you're looking to, again, get to a spot, filling spots, and you're looking to close into single gaps from your double gaps. Okay? Trying to look for attack of that. Got it? Yes. Yeah, if you have a fast break, yeah, you can take that. That's a great question. Okay, here we go. Yep. Good. Can she also pick my lotto numbers? Great. Okay, let's get the next 3 ready.
Ball at the top.
Okay, freeze for 1 sec, come back. Let's just pull out a couple of those key points that we're talking about. So, what did you do to get her to cut? You gave eye contact, and then what did you do with the ball? Do you remember? Yeah, she started to move towards you. Now, what spot, what's your name again? Tenny, what spot is Tenny starting in right now? Is she in the corner? Okay, so what happened when you tried to make that pass? Yeah, she was already too close, so when you made that blast cut, your defense was already standing with you. So when you create this space like this, what you're doing is you're giving a longer space for her to find you. Okay, so be patient. Okay, be patient, you're waiting for her connection, right? And then you're gonna cut once you get your connection, and who are you looking at to make your decision on that catch? Who are you looking at, Tenny? You're gonna look at, is Fatima gonna tell you where your defense is? You got to check the defender. Now, what kind of defense is this right here? Gap. What did Coach Mike ask you not to do? Leave a gap. So you're going to play at least one arm, okay? At least one arm. If you're more than one arm distance from your defense, you are gapping. Got it? So if you need to check that, if you're not sure, that's what your cue is, okay? Come back. Let's try that again. You don't have to come to this side either. You do what you need to do, okay? Good. It's a score. What happens? It's a score. What happens?
Yes, good read. Good
read.
read. Yeah.
Great read. Get to a spot. You're sitting on the hoop. Get to a spot. Get to a spot. Good. Freeze. Was that a single gap? Was that a single gap? What kind of gap was that? Double. We're not passing on double gaps. Okay? So if the ball's over there and we've got a single gap, what are your options here? You could dribble. That's a great option. Okay? And if she dribbles at you to that single gap, you can cut and you can look for that, right? So that's a great option. When you're being dribbled at a single gap, you can get out and she's staring at you, you go. Just like that, okay? Sounds good? Okay, so start from your double gap. Here we go. Excellent. Good. Okay, next. Let's go. Next on. Get to some spots. Get to some spots. Get some space.
Oh, he went too soon. Go.
Okay, out of bounds, let's go. Good, freeze. Okay, come back. I'm just going to load one more thing. So let's get next 6 out.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go yellows on offense. Now, if your team scores, it's 1 point. If your team scores off a dynamic one-on-one, it's 2 points, okay? Defense, you need to be one arm away on pressure. One arm away on pressure. So keep checking yourself on that, okay? Now, if you're in help defense, so like for example, the ball's over here, you don't have to be one arm away. Do you understand what I'm saying when one arm away? But if you're in deny, or especially if you're on ball, you're one arm away. Okay, put the ball back on the top. Here we go. Good cut. Square up, square up. Nice dynamic move. Ball was out of bounds. Yeah, good. Push, push, push. Good, good talking, good communication. Good cut. Good, freeze. Okay. Okay, so if you guys just want to kind of come by the key here, that'd be perfect, just like right here at the top of the key. Okay, so I threw that extra load on just more for us to understand the loading. Probably not what they needed right now is another load, but tried to put that in to see if I could pull out more of them trying to go. But that's the way you can try and encourage some of those dynamic reads. Dynamic one-on-one is not easy. It takes a long time to develop, right? And there's a lot of reads. And we only went through, they put the third in. One of the girls put the third on as the back door. But the gap would be the shot. So if they gap, they could shoot. The range wasn't really showing that. And then if the range wasn't there, I might move it in a little bit, playing inside the three-point line instead of outside, in order to be able to punish the defense if they did gap on that one. And the last one, do you want to just show the give and go, or are you going to show it?
I'll show the...
Okay, you'll show.
I'll show.
Okay. So what Mike's going to do, so this is perfect, and you can see how many decisions are going on. Like, I think it was on today. I'm trying to remember if it was today or yesterday. I'm getting the days a bit blurred. But we talked about how can you tell when someone's reaching a max load. What are the things, like look, see, hear. What are some of the things you start to see when someone's getting to their max load there? I think we were answering it today because you said hesitation. They're being hesitating a little bit when you're starting to see that max load. And you could see that a little bit. Now, this was in a 3-on-3 environment. And we talked a little bit yesterday about competition. If these are the things you're starting to put in 3-on-3, even in the half court, starting to look dynamic one-on-one, spots, spacing. We didn't even get to talk to you about moving off of penetration. We haven't even touched any of the defensive principles about helping outside of the smile, helping inside the smile, jabbing and recovering, all those things. That is plenty to teach a 9, 10, 11-year-old in a 3-on-3 quarter court situation. If they were 12 and knew a lot of those and could do it in a D phase in competition, right? And they got a lot of chances in a 3-on-3 game to try those things. You don't need to go 5-on-5. And so that's where, again, as organizers, are we running the right competition for the age and stage? And if they could do that over and over again in a competition, so like, okay, here, yeah, they are matching up against each other, but imagine they go in and now try it against someone that they don't know their tendencies, and they have to now try and see what their tendencies are, and go, who am I and who am I guarding? What are my advantages to the person that's coming out to check me on this closeout or coming out on my blast cut following? Am I faster? Am I not? Am I going to get neutralized? I'm not sure. And starting to load those in the competition environment so you can get more reps within D. Any questions thus far with the 3? So this is kind of like fundamentals, learn to train, early train to train concepts. Yeah.
If you have somebody in a group and you're making 1 or 2 reads and they're making 3 or 5 reads, how do you, if you do it all, how do you prepare that situation so the others are not disheartened because the other person's scoring?
Are they making the correct read?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, I'd fix the defense. Right? So what was started to happen, right, is they started to overplay, and in that one situation, she made the right backdoor read, which was fantastic. And someone coached her, I'm not sure if the coach is here, but someone taught her that, and it was fantastic. So then I would make sure I'd try to fix the defense on that so that we can get the right reads. Now, ideally, I would love to put more that I know this is the first time touching it, so it's going to be tough to throw that many in. But the capacity was able to pull that out. Yeah, great question. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is where it starts getting back. So you can see this is not clean. Once you start getting into phase B and C, the idea of a military practice, what that looks like, is like out the window. And as a coach, sometimes even my tendency is like it starts getting a bit uncomfortable. But that's the wobble that's going on, and that's the learning. And decision making will never be clean. So you're going to have some situations where like that was messy. Right? And if we had more structure around feedback, and we started to do it when some of the girls were really good about it, that when someone came off, the girls were giving feedback as well. So I can say, I trailed you, and you actually cross-stepped on that one. And you start getting that feedback so you can get more feedback. Again, if you have more coaches, you can give it 2. Our placement wasn't great. Like normally we would have one coach at the top, one at the bottom. So as they're coming off, then that person at the bottom. So in my practice plan, I'd be like, this is where I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, and you're focusing on footwork. At the top, I'd say to Coach Mike, you're focusing on time on target, and that's what I need you to do with the passer. And then for the other assistant coach or my head coach, or it's me, whatever your scenario is, I'm focusing on footwork and giving the feedback right there. So starting to designate some of those pieces in order to maximize your time again.
I think we can show a lot of this in the stuff I'm going to do. Okay. So
Any
what
other-
I'm going to do is, from someone who's done this for about 12 years, at all ages, from 12-year-old, younger than that, up to the senior national team, I can show you where the problems are and the things we got to fix. So let's give me the 3-on-3 again. So Isla, you've got the ball here, offense. 2 yellows in the corner. Yellow, dark, yellow, dark. Now, the key is we're shortening the pass.
you
So
guys
let's
are
shorten
going
it to
on
the
next.
left side.
You guys are going to be ready
Play,
to go
say
on
freeze.
next, okay?
Excellent. See the sag defense? Can I dictate in a game that they can't have to play a certain type of defense? No, they're going to sag. That's okay. So we have to now understand. Make your cut, Timoshe. Pass. Freeze. One of the next things we have to teach is neutralize. Let's say you're in perfect defense. When you are neutralized, you don't have a dynamic one-on-one. The biggest problem you will have is players putting the ball on the floor when they don't have a small advantage. Right? And normally it's not a decision, it becomes a habit. We just dribble with the right hand. Okay? So we have to understand there's no dynamic one-on-one right here. So after you pass, what's your rule? What's on your team? Yeah, and where do you cut? Right to the smile, go. Oh, where's the smile? right to the smile. We call that block chart, and go right to the top of it. If you're not open, open up, and then you go right to the short corner and hold. A short corner is a holding spot. Now, if the corner was open, we call that an exit cut. You could have sprinted out of there. Freeze. You need to stay about 2 gaps away from this ball. Be about 2 gaps away. What's 2 gaps? That's in the wing, so you should have been lifting. Now, we now have a chance for the dynamic one-on-one where? On the fill cut. The key is don't fill too soon. What will happen is, rewind for me all the way back, Glory, all the way back, Isla, right up here. Here's what the players will do to you. Pass, look at the ball back here. Make your cut again too, Timoshay. Glory, you start raising up as soon as you see this pass. Raise up, pass, cut right away, freeze. And the thing is, she's just takes away the double gap for her. She's filling before she was connected. You have to wait for the connection. So you need to stay 2 gaps away.
What does she need to do?
Right here. And when she looks at you, now you're cutting to this swing. And now make the pass. And maybe we get our let's come out that side, Isla. Come out that side. Now she might have the dynamic one-on-one.
How does she know even to cut?
If she doesn't, she has to be patient. And now when she looks at you, Isla, now you're cutting. Pass over here. Pass. And now there's your curl. Now we might get it on the 3rd time. That's the stuff you got to start working on to get them to understand when I have my dynamic and when I'm neutralized. And it's not going to be the first time all the time. That'll be your biggest challenge because they'll just want to put it on the floor. So you say dynamic, oh, that means I get to dribble every time I catch the ball. That's not what it means. And the passing is the hardest thing, being a good passer. The other one you're going to have to start to introduce is a concept of what we call space pivoting. Because a lot of times when can I be you? So I've caught the pass. Gloria, you make the pass. Let's come down here. So I've caught the pass, and she's a really good defender. Come right up and play a little more ball. And I'll start doing this. Do you have any of your players do this? That's the natural thing. I call it tall player syndrome. You just put it above your head and make yourself tall. But I have to actually learn to space pivot to make space to see. What would you do if I did this in defense? You'd have to jump. Now that gives me space. If you try to step in again, whoop, I got to take that space away. And if she gives me a drive, I'd have it. But when I do this, you're making your cut, Gloria. After you passed, I might have my pass. Now I'm looking now. Isla, here's your cut. And I'm making the pass. Now you got your dynamic one-on-one. So I may have to work on some space pivoting to be able to be a passer against the defense. That's a very important concept that they have to work on. The next concept that we have to work on is this. You have to get them to understand. Can you chase Tinu? Chase her this time. I see this, and now be a little tighter on her. But what read is this, coaches? What read is Timoshay supposed to do if she's being chased? This is her curl. Here's 2 problems with a curl. Let's say I'm over here. Stephanie, come in and be a helper in here. Freeze right there. Glory up there. I'm you right now. If she curls, and what happens is players will start to curl into this space to catch it. They'll actually curl it because they think they got the curl. Curl in tight. Go back again, but curl to catch it about where the green, see that, where the 2 green lines meet? Come up, you have to start to cut team shot, and then curl. And curl, and then I try to pass it in there. And the players think that that's open, but what's really the problem with that? It's easier for you to help, and it's also easier for the high eye or the nail defender to help. Okay? And remember I said, it takes away time for her. Because as soon as she catches it, there's defense right in her face. Therefore, she can't make as easy a decision. So you have to get them to understand, you're better to stay here and then attack, because now you have the defense coming, you can see, and it's easier to make the decisions. So don't let them cheat that cut. That's the other thing you'll start to see. They'll start to cheat their curl cuts. The other one for me is, as this passer, you still chase it to you. So when I see her coming, I've got to work a lot, coaches, on this, learning to pass outside my body. If you're still doing all your passing drills like this, you can't play dynamic one-on-one. You can't, because you'll never get a pass to start your offense. So you have to work with your players on being able to pass outside your body, left and right hands. I can't come down here and pass with my right hand. I can't. Oh, well, get out of the way. You're supposed to be over there. She's not going to do that in the game. So I've got to learn to pass around and still be on time on target. The second thing, I've got to see that that's a curl, and when I pass, I'm actually going to slide away. Why? To make the double gap. I can't pass and start running in there. I know she has a curl. If I anticipate, come up on the other side. No, you stay there, Timoshay. If I anticipate that it's the crossover, I'm probably doing what? I'm filling behind in penetration principles. That's getting a little more advanced. But that's what you've got to start to work on, helping them understand that. Now, let's look at the 5 reads, the actual 5 reads that can happen. And I'm going to do it the way we now do it with a lot of the train-to-compete athletes. You start in the corner with the ball. Everybody get a ball. Everybody get a ball. What we're simulating is that I'm standing in the middle of the double dap. Dawn, can you just go up to the top? No, you stay there, Timoshay.
Sorry.
And let me just give you your ball for a second. I'll take the ball. So what we're simulating is Timoshay is making a cut, and she's catching this pass, and there's 5 things that this defender is going to do. There's 5 things or 5 reads. I've never taught them all at once. We've shown the first 2. But this is just the way we teach it now with older kids. You start in the corner with your ball. She's going to pass to me. Come on out. If I hold it over this foot, freeze right there. Where's your advantage, coaches? That's the curl. Do your curl. Attack the middle. Now, she's not stopping. You just take that and you attack me right away. No stop. Go again. Go back down there. Pass. Curl right away. And now I'm playing one-on-one with her. So she has a small advantage. See, the problem when we did these handoff ones of the pylons, Dawn was talking about a cob, keeping on the body. But it's not a realistic cob because you almost have to dribble over sideways and you lose your advantage with speed. So in this one, it's realistic. I'm right there on defense. Pass. Okay. If it's on this hand, what's your read on that one? Where's your advantage? If you caught it there, where's your advantage? Crossover. Attack. And now I'm playing it. Okay? Okay, so we'll just start with those 2. It's either one. Pass. Here we go. Quick. What's your read? I'm going to show you what I do with my players if you do that. Be ready for me to take a charge. Ready? Oh! Good. I'll exaggerate to help them with the read. See, I'm making it so they can really see the read. Good. Oh! What's that read? You were good at this. What would you do if somebody did that to you? Go again. Go again. Go again. Right away.
Before they get there, like as they're leaving, you call out in your head what the read is.
Go back. No, go back door. Here we go.
So start watching. See if you can learn off the sideline.
Go back door. Good. That's right. Good read.
Right,
You knew it. Here we go.
Right, watch and see. What read would you do?
Go at speed. Here we go.
Move up the line. Which one?
Good.
Cross. Which one's that?
Go back door.
That's back door right there, right?
Here we go.
Pass. So which one's this one? Curl.
Good. Here we go.
Watch. Which is this one?
That good.
Cross,
Okay, so what are the 5 reads?
Call it out to yourself. See if you can start recognizing it.
Curl,
Right?
crossover, back door, shot. What's the 5th read? I'm a good defender. Space pivot. I just want out. Whoop, I have it. If I hold it with 2 hands, I'm in good defense. You got to go again. We're going to learn by trial and error. I'm not going to say a word. Oh, now that's excellent, but step your foot in. Because I'll just do this. What would you do? Pivot, put your foot in there, and there. Now you own, that is your space that you own. You own, and now, I better get away from you. I come up at you again. Oh, don't do that. I'll jump right up on your foot. Never put the ball behind your pivot foot. Never put the ball behind your pivot foot. Go again. Oh, take my space away. And now she's a passer. She's a passer. Or
I'm here too.
she eventually could be the old static one-on-one, okay, if that's what you still want to do. But they now have working on the 5 reads, okay? She could pass to Coach Don. What do you do off that one? Cut. Good. Okay? So the next thing we'd load in, you stay here, you come up and be me, Leah. Your defense. Live one-on-one with a partner. Let's get a dark. Nice, come on out. Let's partner up.
Okay, so you guys
Now,
got in partners.
here's the
You
rule.
guys will be partners.
If they play out of that spot, you can't play in that spot. So, offense starts a single gap away. No, you stay there. I know. Defense. Now you can hold it here. We'll just do this one for now. Okay?
Let's get these
Here we go.
balls so that they're not bugging us.
Curl. Play. One-on-one. Good. Can't use that spot. Find a new spot quickly. One gap away, offense, defense.
Oh, you know what?
So now they're getting more reps.
Perfect.
They're playing one-on-one.
Between the two of you, only need
They're working on, they can work all 5 reads. Okay? And it's much more realistic because it's the defense. Remember we talked in phase C drills where there's more physicality. We can add the more physicality. Okay. That's good enough for that. Let's load in the help defenders.
Okay.
Give me corner. 10A, right? Offense right here, ball there. So I got, now I need, help defender, no ball, offense. Now we're going to guide the second level of defense. She's going to get an advantage. You can do 3 things. You can help outside the smile. You can help inside the smile, or you can bluff, but don't really help. Be a good faker. Now you got to decide, am I shooting myself or am I finding my teammate? Now, Leah, you've got to create a window. We're much more about finding windows than designated spots. Find a window where you're open for the pass. Okay, so you know what you're doing, Glory? You're holding this hand or this hand. You're playing dynamic. You turn this way. Here we go. Play. Crossover. Go. Attack. Yeah, that was all right. You faked. That's okay. Don't fake too soon.
Ready?
Take it later. Now we should hold. Now, girls, I never make subs. So if you guys don't sub in, this group will stay in the whole practice.
I'll take it.
So you got to figure out and call names and get in there. I never make subs.
All the names get in. But
Quickly.
make sure you're
Ball starts. Now you watch. They will self-organize and do this in the exact same spot every single time.
Tell her to get out.
Right? I will have to tell them we got to go to a new spot because they'll always keep self-organizing to do the same thing. And then a lot of times,
What was the breakdown
the
there?
second person will do the same guide every single time. They'll keep doing the same guides every single time. They'll do the same guide as the person did in front of them. So you have to watch out that they're not doing that. Okay? You have to help get them out of being self-organized.
Okay, between all of you. See if
Here we
you
go.
can clean that up.
The whole ball starts in the corner, Steph. Now, let's just slow down a little bit. Why do we have pennies on? Why are we wearing pennies? So we know offense and defense. So we have to know we can't have 2 non-pennies on offense or the same. So we got to make sure we're... Okay, now, you can't start from the same spot as the group in front of you did. So, Steph, you find a new spot to play defense on. You start... So she's going to be a defender. What spot? You pick it. Freeze. Now that means you start inside of 3. Now, you've got to be a single gap away from her. Go. You just got to be somewhere else. Sometimes we can be there. It doesn't matter to me. We got to learn to play off different penetration principles. Now you make the pass, hold over one hand. Here we go. Crossover. Good. Okay? So we're getting different reads, different angles for penetration. Let's put 3 players in. I need to find a new spot. I'll be a single gap away. Got to give at least a double gap.
You guys are all going to be the next.
You got to give at least a double gap from this defender.
So you guys get ready.
Oh, your offense. You got to be at least a double gap on offense away from her. Blanche. So if she's in the swing, you got to be a double gap away from her.
What's wrong with the
Yeah, from the defense. So, because you want to give Isla a double gap to attack. So this is swing. swing, you've got to be wing. You've got to be in the wing. Okay? Now we got a high eye and a low eye help defenders. You got to talk how you're playing this. My low eye, you got to call switch or stay. You got to tell us what we're doing. Give her a read. Here we go. Good cut. Okay, 6 new people. Quick, quick, quick. 6 new people. You start. Who's the defender?
Okay, so I gotta get you guys.
Who's on defense? Yellow. So
come
she
off
starts
and
a single gap away. Excellent.
Okay.
You're going to be the passer. Corner. Now,
Okay. So you
let's make the pass.
Okay. So is that-
Freeze. Come on out.
Okay.
Give her
When you
the
come
good
on, I want
defensive
you guys
read.
to
No, right in the middle of your body.
organize that. Bring it
Take
so you
this.
can go on.
No advantage.
Got that? Okay.
Pivot. No advantage. You're a double gap away. Our rule when you're a double gap away is when she looks at you, cut to the single gap. Pass. And now she might have her dynamic or you got your cut. So we can start loading in the other reads too. So they're not every single time I catch the ball and putting it on the floor and dribbling. Any questions on that? Okay, here's when you start to get up to, you're going into train to train, and now you start saying, well, we need a forward, we need a post. Here's the problem with this has all been done with perimeters. And the biggest issues you'll have is, the coach, and I even have a coach say, it would be so nice if we didn't have any post players because then we could run our offense better. I'm like, no, we want forwards, they're important and they're very important. And we have to learn how to play with them. So, just going to show this. Who's more of a forward or a post? Who wants to be a post? Okay, Leah, you go in as a post in the short corner. Come on up here. Team MacKay up here, offense. Steph, you're guarding Leah. Go guard Leah. Let's put 4 out. Let's put all 5 out. Give me 5 on 5.
Yes. Yeah, so short corners
Okay.
would be like just outside the key.
One ball.
Still lined up.
So we're going to play swing, swing, corner, corner.
At the corner, so it's in
Corner,
between.
corner,
Okay.
corner.
You're doing
Back up
a
some.
little bit.
Swing, yep.
Good.
Now, that's okay. You can be a wing or swing. That's fine. Where's
What are you guys thinking of doing right now?
Where's Alex? This is more,
Things that you could be thinking of doing.
right? 2 side and a 1 side, which is a lot of
Yes,
the
what they're doing.
modern offense. More of a 2 side, 1 side.
What about
If you play here, it's more of a swing. More, it's not a 2 side, 1 side. I'm leaning more to playing with a 2 side, 1 side, and I'll talk about this tomorrow because we've got pretty dynamic guards who can attack double gaps right away. Can everybody see what's there now?
also
See a double gap here, and we can come down and we can beat this girl off the dribble. We got double gaps right away. When we play here,
and then also if you want to get
we end up always. I'll show you what actually happened. This is what I'm seeing in Canada and North America a lot now.
okay, so those are the things
This is
that
this is
are
play.
not an easy job.
Go Leah, go opposite side to start. Play pack line. Sag in like, but keep her in line with her. Back up. This is the what I'm seeing starting to happen. Beat her off penetration, but not really. There's the pack. Keep guarding her though. That pass is open almost every single time. And the reason people are playing pack line is because they only have one movement. On the pass, I can close out and I'm taking that shot away. Makes sense. Okay, close out. She's right-handed. She dribbles baseline. Stay on her. Pass to the drift in the corner. Pass. Right there she is, Shanika. There she is. Okay. Guard her. Still guard. Pack line. Oh, no, you play pack line. Penetrate. Be up here. Pass here. Penetrate. Pass back up there to Tanisha. No, pass up here. Let's say here. Yep. Oh. Got another ball there, coach?
Yeah, got it.
Can you see what's starting to happen, coaches? It's penetrate, pass in the direction I'm dribbling. Penetrate, pass in the direction I'm dribbling. Penetrate, pass in the direction I'm dribbling, then you end up with a contested shot late in the shot clock. Does that happen to anybody's team? That's my U16 team right now. And what we've lost is, one, is the ability to pass and pitch. We play pass and kick all the time, which we call kick is to a perimeter player. We've lost the ability to penetrate and pass to an interior player. 2 is, we've ended up, when we penetrate, we have 4 other stationary players. Because why would I move? I'm open. Why would that corner player, I'm wide open, coach. Why would I cut? I don't have to cut, I'm wide open. So we end up now, our penetration principles, we got people who stand, and all our passes are right there. And we've lost the ability to pass the cutters to the rim. Okay? So what we're starting to work on, first of all, is we want to use, this is my term, this is not our national teams, but we might use it, but this is me. We're using ghost cuts. What does a ghost do? A ghost disappears from one spot and all of a sudden reappears somewhere, and they're really scary. Okay? That's what a ghost does. Let me be you. You're playing pack line defense. Watch the ball. Oh, you got pack lines like this. Watch the ball. I disappeared. And I reappear in a real scary spot. Why is this a scary spot? I'm under the basket. Is that a scary spot for you? Yeah. So we will teach players the ghost cut. Okay, you're up here. And she gets staring at the ball, ghost me. Whoa, I'm scared. Where is she? Oh, she's there. Okay, so we are teaching ghost cuts. And it is not a set play. It is not a pattern. It's allowing the players to understand it's a concept. Here's what I like about the term of ghost cut. Soon as I introduced it with my players, they stopped watching the ball, and what did they watch? The person guarding them. I've tried for 25 years to figure out how to do that. Stop watching the ball all the time. And now all of a sudden they're starting to watch because they want to get a ghost cut. Okay? So, if Timoshay has the ball here and she starts her penetration, perfect time for a ghost cut this. And we're looking for that pass. Now, she's got to understand there might be help, and you've got to be ready. You've got a ghost cut. Where's a scary spot? Oh, that's right. Find the scary spot. Okay? The other one we're working on, ball back up here. On this side. Come this side. On our penetration, penetrate down here. Freeze. A lot of players want to step to the short corner. And remember I said that's that easy pass? The problem, though, is we got two people guarding one. We're doing much more where we want to circle under. And now that puts Steph in a tough decision. Do you stay and help on Timoshay, or you guard the tough player here? Do you understand? So we want to be doing more push-pull circles. I call this, there's the small circles on penetration, and then there's the big circle. So the bigger, Nicole, you would circle behind, you're finding a window. So there's the big circle, but there's also the small circle for the interior players. And we're really encouraging us to find those small circle players, the forwards. But you have to spend time, coaches, on passing off the peripheral of your body without turning and making chest passes. So we spend a lot of time on, we call them our pocket passes, just the wrist through here, our hook passes, and this may shock you, but behind the neck passes and things like that. Because you need to make those passes in small spaces. And it's fun. It's fun. Okay, but you can't do the big turn. And what I find is a lot of the players don't have the wrist and hand speed. And remember I showed yesterday about the boxing, where I got to wind up? When I wind up, people can read. It's just a quick movement. I'm not going to show this, but I'm just explaining some of these things to you. Now, let's set up. Yes, question. Let's show them. You show me instead of telling me. I never let my players tell me stuff. I make them show me. I learn better by you show me. So, did you beat her? So you're probably up tough. Yeah, let's say you're up. You guard her, Tina. Up even further. Come way up here and touch my hand. Good. Now, beat her. Good. Free. Now freeze. Yeah, but see Steph can guard two at the same time, and we got another defender there. Come back again. If you're way up by the three-point line, on the first sound of the first dribble, Leah, you go. This is another way to go. Whoa, oh. Who's open? You're open. Right? That's a decision. Here, this is another way I create advantages. You start and you got to tag my hand. Go, go, go.
Pretty.
Okay, freeze now. You can't be standing still. What did your girl do? What did Fatima do? If she helps, then you were the one that was open. You've got to be finding an open, right? Create a window. And that's that layers that you have to help them with. So we talk about the first decision. This is the first decision. Layer, go, circle. This is the second level of the decision, and that's the third level, the rotation. You understand that, coaches? Now, I'm not going to practice all this. I'm just helping you understand it. You've got to start thinking about layering in all those levels of decision making. Okay? Okay, here's one of my favorite ways to do this. I'm going to take you two and have you sub, just to get us started. I'm on offense. We're working on our pass, cut, fill, penetration principles. Just sub right out of bounds, because we might transition. Now, I'm going to re-explain the rules. If you were a single gap, Nicole, start in the single gap for me. Yep, good. Double gap. Are you a single gap or double gap for forward? What do you girls think? Is there another post position she could cut to between me and the ball? Yes. Come to the high post or elbow. That is a single gap. So now you're in a single gap. Go back down. That's a double gap. Coaches, that help you? So we got the same kind of thing. Okay, if you're a single gap and I look at you, what's your rule? We never want to make a static pass to a single gap player. Play deny defense, Blanche. Who is closer to the ball, Blanche or Nicole? Blanche. Is that how you say it? I'm from Nova Scotia. We call it Blanche, but Blanche. Okay, I'll work on my accent. So we don't want to risk this pass. We don't want to risk this pass. Because what we will actually teach, you be the passer. You be the passer. This is one of the things that I love to teach. Is called a bluff or deceive. I'm staying here like, pass it. Okay, so we want disruption. So we pretend we're guarding that single pass away. But we're really like, please pass it. Please pass it. So if I look at you as single gap, cut to the rim. Oh, right to the basket. And you might get that pass. Good. Now, if you were a double gap away, who's my double gap? And I look at you, what do? Cut to the ball. You've now got to the single gap, but you're not open. Guarder, deny, Steph. What's your rule? If you're a single gap and you're denied, cut to the basket. No matter who you are. Okay. Who else is my double gap? Cut to the basket. Whoa, free. Oh, go right to your single gap first. But that was the right idea. Because I'm expecting to pass the ball here. Nice. I'm expecting to pass, but you curled in there. I'm going to throw that out of bounds. Coach will sub me out for a bad pass, and I'm going like, why did she curl? She's supposed to cut there. Here we go. Cut. Now, that's right. Whoa, freeze. You were there. You got to the single gap. You weren't open. What's your rule? Cut. No dancing. No dancing. You see what dancing is? Cut. Single gap. What do? Cut. Hard the basket. Good. Now, once you get to the basket, fill out. Exit. And we always exit to the corners. Oh, no. Get to the single gap first. Right to the get to the swing. Swing. You're not open. What do? Cut. And be ready for that pass. You've got to cut hard. Now, are you ready to play a little bit? When I pass it, we're live.
Remember, too, whenever you guys want
ready?
To sub, it's up to you. You're the control of that, okay?
Good.
So you don't have to.
Good.
You can.
Good. Cut.
Good energy.
Cut. Good. Play. Transition. Go. Transition. Go. 4 and 4. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you not dribble? What? Are you the point guard? Yeah, but I can dribble the ball. Dribble the ball. Give it to her. I think she can dribble. Play. Here we go. Play. Okay, freeze. How many gaps away are you? What's your rule when she looks at you? Cut. Go. Cut. Now freeze. Here's why. Why do we want you to cut? What are you making? For who? And you.
What spot?
Like I'm looking like, I'm just going to say,
Spot is that?
we might have a mismatch on dribbling, right? If you cut, you give a double gap for a good dynamic player there, or a good cut for Steph, right? So we got to understand that back cut is one of the most unselfish things you can do in basketball. What players will want to do, coaches, come back out here again, and this is the worst thing you can do, is start to run back here to get the ball,
How do we know where the sweet spot is?
right? Because if I get the pass here, past me, it is going to take you at least 2 more actions before you're a threat.
Where do you see the free throw line?
It'll take you at least 2 more actions before you're going to have an advantage. And with a 14-second shot clock especially, you're getting a bad shot. So we don't want any selfish. That was a good unselfish play. Play, here we go. Play. Cut. Good. Freeze, violation. My rules are we got to be spaced outside the 3 unless you're a forward. Violation. Dark ball. Dark ball. Play. That's how I solve problems. Call violations. Yes, Nicole? Cut. Right idea. Subs are in. Call 2 pair out. Quickly. My ball right here. My ball right here. Give me a double gap and a single gap from me. Give me a double gap and a single gap. It's a dark ball. Dark's on offense, but I'm on the dark team. It's 4 and 4. I need a double gap and a single gap away from me. Glory, where's the... If I'm in the swing, that's right, Team Shy, you want to be in the wing, other wing. Now, no back line. Now, we're now going to start working on penetration principles maybe. So, single gap away, I look at you, not open. What do? Cut. Oh, I see the double gap. I'm penetrating. Okay, so now we got to play I need somebody to rotate behind me. No, not you. That's right, Glory. Right dead behind. I call it an eye cut. Dot the eye. Dot the... Because if I see trouble, I always know I got an eye cut right there. Okay, so somebody's got to dot the eye. You're either ghost cutting or you're staying in space. We can talk about when she lifts and stuff like that, but for now, she's staying there. I need somebody to get in a window over there, and I had somebody at the rim for an attack. Okay, so I can go there, I got my eye cut. So I might penetrate at any time. Or I might do our double gap, single gap. Cut. Hard cut, good. Single gap, cut the rim. Hard, whoa. Now, I've been in London for about 3 days, okay? And I think traffic here is as bad as Toronto. And what really messes up traffic is when people are indecisive and somebody's driving and they back up and somebody gets in the car, okay? We need you to be like a sports car, not like a big 18-wheeler truck. Do big 18-wheeler trucks clog up the streets? Yeah. So no... You got to be like a sports car. You zip to the rim. Go. Be a sports car. Good. There you go. That's the pass I want to make to you. My ball. Here we go. We're ready? Play. Cut. Not open. Cut. Good. Cut. Not open. Cut. Get out of there. Play. 4 and 4. Play. Nice dynamic. Freeze. See how everybody's inside the 3-point line? So that's where I'd start calling violations. Anytime I'd say so many players inside 3, violation, other team's ball. And I don't stop and explain it. I just say, no, 4 people inside 3-point line, violation, away they go. Okay? So that's how I keep teaching them. Eventually, that has to be a player, not me starting the drill. I can make all those fancy passes and it makes my ego feel good. But they need to learn how do I direct an offense? How do I, by looking at somebody or penetrating, how do I make the offense work? How do I get my other players to move? How can I see things off penetration? And once you get your players that can start that, now, in Nova Scotia, we say, now you're cooking with gas. I don't know what that means, but that's what we say. Okay, now you're cooking with gas, okay? So that's just some of the lessons we've learned of playing dynamic. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you the next lesson. When you get to the train to compete, You can't play dynamic one-on-one without using some kind of two-player actions, picks, dribble handoffs, and I call them gets, or three-player screen entries. You have to have some way to start your dynamic. You just can't come down and beat everybody off the dribble all the time. The players like to think they can, but you can't. Okay? I want to leave lots for questions here. Okay? What's that? Let's leave it for tomorrow.
Okay.
I think I want to get, because they've been sitting here for a long time. I wanted some questions.
Girls, you want to just come sit right here?
Let's get them though to do it. I want you to. What did you like best about the dynamic one-on-one that you think can really help you? Talk with a partner. So you're going to partner up. And what's the thing that's confusing you? You didn't quite understand. It was too fast or it didn't make sense. Do you understand the two questions? Way you go. Talk among yourselves. Okay, I'm going to ask the coaches the same question. And you're going to talk, not to us, talk to a partner. What did you like about this that you think you can use? And what's the confusing thing? Or it's like, I don't get that. I need more information. Way you go. Talk.
I did a lot.
Let's hear from the players first. Who's got one thing that they really liked? Honest.
That
Nice and loud.
if you don't, if one of the options doesn't work out, there's another one.
Ooh, I like that too. Give me an example.
Like with the curling, if it doesn't work, you can do like a backdoor cut.
You could do a backdoor cut. Very good. Anybody want to build on that? Anybody got something that's similar to that they can add to that? What if the person who curled wasn't open? Fatima?
There's another person on the side to pass to.
Yeah, there's someone else that's going to come into that space. Excellent. So it's not just about me. We call it, how can I play one-on-one within 5? All my one-on-one is not by myself. It's one-on-one to help my teammates too. Who had something else that they liked? Who had another something? Anyone else? Blanche.
Spacing and decision making when you have
Okay, that sounds very much like a coach talking. I don't understand space. I can't picture, what does space mean?
where you're standing on court and
Keep building on that. I'm still not sure. Like where, do I just stand anywhere? Is there very specific positions?
wing
Oh, why would we have some specific positions?
so that you know where everybody is.
Oh, you know where everybody else is too. It's not just about me all the time, is it? Yeah, I got to know where my teammates are, and it helps me make decisions because I know somebody. Oh, that's a good idea. Man, somebody was smart when they thinking this stuff up. Okay, give me something you didn't understand and needed more help with.
One of the things is like I have to think. Whenever I didn't understand, I had to think more, and I was like trying to go into the spaces.
Yes.
So like I was thinking like the double.
Yes.
And you have to think more because
Yeah.
that's how to run it.
That's right, and it's because you haven't done it. Did you ever hear what she said? She had to think more. She's thinking, is that a double gap, a single gap? And that's that cognitive load that Dawn talked about. But once that becomes a habit, and it's in our long-term memory, now I can put more focus on reading the defense and playing more instinctively. But at first, you're absolutely right. There's going to be, and that's what makes it look ugly. But coaches, when all of a sudden that goes away, it's a beautiful thing. It's because now they can start to actually make the decision. Anything else, Leah?
Different type of footwork because normally you're just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
When we have to try other stuff,
Yeah.
you get it messed up.
Any time it feels changed. Let's do this. Everybody take your hands and just fold your hands like that. Now I want you to look. For me, my right finger is above my left finger. So it's figure out which, and then just change it. Ooh, that doesn't, it feels really weird. Okay? That's what change is. It's going to feel weird for a little bit, but eventually, is there any difference between this and this?
Yeah.
Well, just because the fingers are different, that's all. But it just feels weird. It's not weird, it just feels weird. So when I actually do new footwork, it's going to feel weird for a little bit, but eventually you'll get comfortable with it. Okay?
We've got 9 minutes.
Okay, coaches. Likes first, things that you think you can use.
I like in terms of as an offensive scheme, like the system, as a defending team, like in like the modern basketball, everyone's scouting everyone at every level.
Yes.
So
Just repeat it.
There's a challenge to that. So what he said was it's harder to scout because it's all decision-based. But here's the thing, that if they do scout your players and they do the defense on the makes them use their weakest read, it can be a problem. You follow what I mean? So if your players can't shoot and so they all start playing gap, you're in trouble. Or none of them can dribble with their left hands because it limits your decisions. So it does force you also as a coach to work on all types of skills. You can't be out there playing without all the skills that you need to play. And I love that.
I like that. It encourages deception in offense and defense.
Yes.
And it makes the kids think about it without you telling them being deceptive.
Yes. How many people own this book? There's a book. I think I own it, and I think the author's mother owns it. I think they're the only two. It's called The Art of the Game is Deception. It was written in the 1960s. The art of the game is deception. Okay? You only need to read the first introductory paragraph. And that's basically, it says, the game is about faking, it's deceiving. That's what you got to learn to do. So it's important we can teach players that.
Yeah, I really like what you called it, because I run pretty much similar stuff, but
Yeah.
the ghost cut thing,
Yes.
because it gets so predictable sometimes,
Yes.
especially when defense starts doing
Yeah.
different stuff, and when you put in like
Yes.
pick and roll too. But the ghost cut thing, and call it ghost cut, I really like.
Because it creates an image for your players. And I need things that I can use to coach on the fly. So as a player, hey, look for the ghost cut, look for the ghost cut. And it creates an image right away. It says, hey, when the girl's turning her back and she's throwing, I don't have time for that. I need to have a word that creates an image that they can quickly respond to. So I'm always looking for keywords. Okay, give me some of the derailers, the things that, like, I don't quite get this. Say it again. Yes. You have to talk, her question, how do you avoid too many players doing things at once? You have to help them with sequencing. And I call it my turn, your turn. So whose turn is it now to make the decision? So if I have the ball and you're cutting, this is your chance for decision. I've connected here, that's whose decision it is. Okay? And then if I pass, whose decision? What's the person, as soon as I pass, it's your decision on the dynamic. So you have to help them understand the sequencing of whose turn is it, my turn, your turn.
You made a set of rules as well.
Yeah.
So if I face ball shoot,
Yes, that's right.
two pass away, you've got to make single.
So the rules of single gap, double gap. So he said they're using the rules. So looked at, dribbled at, pivoted at. Single gap, double gap. Helps them start to understand the sequencing. The ghost cut's a little bit of the exception, but you still got to connect with somebody on the ghost cut. You can't just be everybody ghost cutting all the time.
When or if we put in like mid-post or like post-up play.
Were you here yesterday?
Not for the first.
If we,
Was here and there up to
yeah.
you, yeah.
Did we do the seal cuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we put in the seal cuts. So it's again, it's if you have an advantage. If I get a good seal on Dawn, that's an advantage. I should be getting the ball.
When I teach, I got 7 spots on the inside
Yep.
too, so you can go through.
No.
We have pretty well the same thing.
Yeah.
And so as long as you have the advantage, but if you lose the advantage, you got to get out of there. You got to clear it. One last one, and then you want to do your thing.
Quite a lot of similarities like the triangle offense in terms of equal opportunities, lots of blocks, and you're using the whole team.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I had is a team's kind of invariably normally got kind of better scoring players. When you're using such an offense that is looking, everyone's got a chance to score, do you come into a problem where everyone's kind of got scoring looks and you're struggling to get the ball for your guys who score the ball?
Well, we'll talk about advantage, disadvantage, and what we'll talk about is what I call a rob shot, R-O-B. We want to create shots that are in range, open, and on balance. I'll be honest, your better player has more rob shots than your weaker player. So I might only get one shot that I know is my shot because that's all I've shown in practice that I can really do. And when I have it, I should shoot the ball. But Dawn may have a few more because she's worked it and she has that ability. So you have to help them understand advantage, disadvantage, and what's a good shot and a bad shot. I'm going to look at that a little tomorrow too when I do some of the stuff on the 2-player and 3-player actions. Go ahead.
Just building on that as well, dynamic one-on-one doesn't have to happen in an offensive system. We put it in because we don't have a system to put it into, and we didn't come out of actions to create the double and single or the double and triple gaps. But a dynamic read, so is just me cutting to a single gap situation, receiving the ball and reading my defense early and making that read. It's not actually a completely offensive system. It can occur in a set offense. It can occur in any other motion offense. It's the skill of looking at my defense ahead of time and making the read based on the defense. Because even in a set, you put in a set and it's like, oh, my players don't play out of my set. It's because they're not making those dynamic reads off of it. It's every time they catch as if they were a neutral, one of the 5 reads, as if I was a neutral on the catch. And they're doing that every single time, whether they had another read or not. And now they're not playing within the set. And so it's because we actually haven't teach them the decision on how to play out of your set offense. And so that's why we now try to put these, the curl and the cross in at learn to train, like really, really young age, not because it's easy for them, because it's actually hard and it's messy, but it takes the longest to develop. And if they're going to be playing at 15 when they enter at 11, 10, 11, 12, we want to give them 3 or 4 years with that so that when they get into, remember that pyramid yesterday when we're starting to get into strategies and tactics, that they have that in their reservoir to be able to execute the strategies and tactics that we put in at that age and stage. And that's the sort of unfortunate thing that when we go straight to 5-on-5 with 10 and 11-year-olds, is that we go straight to that strategy and those stats, and they actually don't have the skills to play out of it. They just go to that memorizing the set, and they get really good at that, and not necessarily how to play out without the set, or given the defense, or punishing the defense, depending on what's going on. And it's pretty tough to teach it 5 or 6 years, 7 years into their career. It's a lot harder. So it could be I could be off a down screen. I could get a dynamic, if the ball's up there, right, and I'm down here and I'm receiving a down screen and I'm coming up to a single gap, I could get my read off of that. And I could go dynamic off of that. And as I'm going, my passer's is going to push to give me the space in order for me to attack.
Then that's what you'll see tomorrow off the 2-player and 3-player actions, is how you're using more traditional screen actions, pick actions, and playing dynamic.
Good.
An old national team coach we used to have, Don MacKay, used to talk this way, and it's really the same thing. He said, look, when do you stop running your set offense as a perimeter player? When there's a bad closeout. And that's what we're talking about here. There's somewhere there's a bad closeout, that's when you should get breakaway. When you're an inside player, when you get a good seal. Forget the offensive pattern, just take the good seal. Well, that's the same thing we're talking about here. Okay? But we're just doing it in a much more dynamic way.
And the other really important thing about our game and how the rules have switched is with that 14-second shot clock. In 14 seconds, if I can just get one cut and punish the defense, I'm going to get a better opportunity for that second shot in that 14 seconds. So if you have to go and create an action in order to maybe them may or may not be able to get some sort of advantage, but if they could just punish the defense off of one cut and you get a really good read off of that, you're in a much better situation. And if you don't, you turn around and maybe I end up dribbling towards the other double gap, again, we've got better looks, better situations. And so those are some of the ways that it will show up in a game. Okay. The last thing I just wanted to do is ask, some of you guys were subs with me down at the bottom. Can one of you share with the coaches what is it that we're talking about down there? What were some of the things that were going on? You were a really good sub. Yeah, really loud. Good. So really trying to integrate some of those things. So as an assistant coach, not just being an observer, but really working with those that are off the bench to try and prep them to go in. So we were having conversations like, what position is, Steph in, and what feedback would you give her on that position? And then her prepping that so that when she gets a chance, she can start giving that feedback for her, right? And why was feedback important? Absolutely. So starting to integrate some of those things in the background. So, are we giving energy right now? What's your energy level at? And then they would respond and we would be like, what do you want it to be at? What do you think it should be at right now? And having those conversations on the sideline down there too. Good.
So let's give a big round of applause for our demonstrators. Thank you very much. All the best in your upcoming season. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
nice to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So good. Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you.